Welcome back, everybody. So this morning, focusing in on a TNA that's coming out of Welkom in the Free State, and our guest this morning is Ace Magashule, the Premier of the province, and Peter Ndoro is hosting this for us. There seems to be a huge focus on education that's coming out of the province, and that's what we're discussing quite a bit of this morning. In fact, we were introduced to some of the most incredible students, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing from them a lot more on the program. Please remember, you can indeed send all of your questions, your comments to @MorningLive SABC. There is a hashtag as well, TNA BizBrief. So if you're interested and you want to participate in this conversation, that's how you get hold of us. Well, Peter is ready for us once again. Let's go over to them. Peter, good morning again.
Leanne, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, we're back now. We've managed to fix everything so we can carry on with our conversation. And we heard just before the break about the enormous contribution the Free State is making in terms of not just educating the province, but also contributing in terms of resources, skills to the rest of the country as well. Let's meet some of these young people that have benefited from the Provincial Bursary Fund. And one of them is Zenobia van der Estesen, who's from Welkom. So perhaps just share your story in terms of high school here, what you're studying, and without this bursary, what would your life have been like?
Okay, yes, so like I said previous, I went here, grew up here, Grooteveld Hoërskool, matric there, and then I just took a chance to apply for the bursary and see what happens, and thank you for Jesus and everyone who believed in me. I got it. And then I just decided I wanted to do the education because I just felt like if I can make a difference in one child's life, I will be very happy, and to believe that they will know that teacher is my role model. Or yes, so then I finished this year, and I hope to do my honours next year. In school management. I want to fight for the teachers and for the learners, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually my story.
And then MEC, you're going to give her a job in about 2 years' time.
Please.
All right, Moiponi.
One of the things that she's doing is it?
Yeah.
One of the things that she's doing is that she's a primary school teacher, and that's why we've got the biggest shortage. And we want to encourage those who are doing teaching to start focusing on the primary or intermediate or foundation phase. Because if you look at the age group, the average age there is in the 50s, late 50s. So you're running a risk. So we want more and more young students who are doing teaching to focus on intermediate. And especially to make sure that they focus on maths and the language of learning and teaching. So those are two areas that we need to check up, especially at primary school level.
Okay, very exciting. Moiponi, tell us your story. Where are you studying? How did you get there? And you say you've just come back from India.
Oh, okay. I'm from the high school called Dr. Gajanal Tringo. They groomed me there. Okay, when I first went to tertiary, I didn't know IT. I studied IT. I didn't know anything about IT. I just went there to study something else, but there were no space for me there. Then it was only in IT. Then I decided, well, let me go for IT. Then I went for it. Yeah. And in my second year, I happened to know about the bursary, and then I applied. Yeah.
But you must have been doing well in your studies then for you to have been given this bursary.
So you
must have been doing well in your studies.
Very well, I did very well.
Okay.
Hence I got the bursary. And I also went to India.
So tell us about your trip to India. Was this the first time you had an opportunity to travel outside the country?
Yes, it was my first time. It was very difficult there, but then I managed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And were you studying more IT in India?
Yes, it was
okay.
IT. Yeah.
And where were you there? Which city?
In Hyderabad.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, India's a very clever people, great institutions, so great opportunity for you there. All right, Mr. Risk Manager, Napo. Tell us your story. Which school? Where did you come from? How did you end up studying risk analysis?
I come from Clockland. It's a small town in the Free State. And well, I went to a private school out of the country. Like, my parents worked very hard, and then they were able to put me through my whole degree. And then I continued with my studies. I first studied mathematical statistics, and then I continued with it to my honors. And well, risk analysis caught my eye, so I decided that this is the way to go.
Goodness. Have you finished studying now, or are you still on the way?
Right now, I'm just working on my research,
Right.
finishing off my research, yes.
Okay, so MEC, this is the kind of skills that, I never, mathematical analysis, I think for me Pythagoras' theorem was about as good as I could get. But I guess these are the skills that we need to develop for the country.
One of the things that he has not mentioned in his story is that there are a group of young mathematics graduates that I called to my office when we were working with SASCO at the University of the Free State, and I said, let's identify all the guys who have achieved an honors degree or a third level mathematics. And there were about 14 of them, and then we all deployed them in different schools.
Right.
So he was one of the people that we deployed in a school in the township of Makgoe. And so he was teaching grade 8 and 9 for a year. So I'm sure his students are watching him on TV now. And then after that, he decided then to go back to university to study. But these are the skills. We always say to Industry South Africa, there's talent. Go out there and actually interact with us, because people always say, there's no skills in South Africa and so on and so on. Yeah, the young people, they're doing some of the most difficult courses that were not done before. And we are saying to corporate South Africa, come here, come give them experience. They will actually surprise you. They can turn your companies around. And these guys are ready. So we are very, very excited about him. And I want to thank him for that investment that he made for that 1 year in that Hulong school in Makgoe.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good story to tell. So, Molebogeng, you're studying a pretty hard course, that's for sure.
Yes,
Tell us about your journey. You're on your way to becoming a doctor.
Yes. I'm from the Beacon Secondary School in Kwatwa, one of the best schools in Free State. Okay. I matriculated in 2013. I was part of top 100. I got position 34, I think. And after that, I got the bursary. They announced the bursaries to China and Turkey. That's when I chose to go to Turkey to study medicine. Reason, because I applied to 5 universities in South Africa. And because of my grade 11 results, they rejected me. But I told myself that this is not going to determine my future. Okay, these people do not believe in me, but I believe in myself. Then I can do something. And I had a teacher, a mathematics teacher, and Makgoe. He really helped me. He enrolled me in Kutlano Trust program, and I really did well in matric. And thanks to Free State, because they also believed in me. And if it wasn't because of them, I wouldn't be in Turkey. And at the moment, I'm doing my 2nd year in Turkey. It's really hectic, but I'm trying. To be honest, in my class, I'm in top 5 in my class.
Wow.
I am trying to do well. And the thing is, when you are outside the country and when you tell people I have a scholarship from my country, they say, wow, a scholarship from your country. And I say, yes, from Free State government. And they say, you are really lucky. I tell them that it is not about luck. I'm blessed to have an ANC conquest.
So this bursary, what does it cover? What do they help you with?
Okay, it covers everything.
Wow.
My tuition fee, my books, my monthly allowance, my transportation, and my meals also. So everything, I'm all covered.
So I guess that makes it easy for you just to concentrate on the task at hand, which is studying.
You don't have to worry about anything. And even if you have to worry about your parents, you can talk to them and tell them, my parents are still living in a shack, and then they can do something. I know that.
Wow.
They can do something. That's Free State government.
So MEC, I'm getting a sense that one of the hallmarks of this bursary scheme is to go out into these really small schools, small areas where there's talent that wouldn't have had an opportunity before, finding them and getting them out there, giving them a chance.
True, Peter. If you look at our bursary program, we try to touch each and every town, each and every small village. You know, go out, look for talent, and give them bursaries. It is also true that there's a lot more that is being done. It's not only this bursary program that we are pushing, but our Premier, working together with all MECs, every month we are contributing about 1,000 rand, all the MECs, all the HODs, and Premier, I think, is contributing about 2,000 rands. And this money is pooled so that now we can help students who struggle, like at the third year, the results have been withheld. They can be, you know, they can get their results because of lack of funding and so on and so on. The other program that I must really applaud is the local business people. Small as they are, very, very small business people, but they're contributing a lot of money. On average, they're contributing about 11 million rands per year to support those students. So we are actually in total supportive education. So we want to say thank you very much to our business people, because this is the money that they should be enjoying with their families, but they have chosen through the leadership of the Premier and the leadership in the province to say, spend some money in education. So we are calling on all other business people in South Africa to come and support us, because in a rural town, like in a rural province like the Free State, there's no lot of opportunities, but there's talent. We all know that some of the best leaders have come out of rural areas. We all know some of the best engineers, some of the best scientists have come out of rural areas. And I'm saying, I see them every day when I go to schools. When you go to schools, you see them at a very tender age, grade 10, grade 9, very extremely talented. We just need to support them. And I'm telling you, South Africa would be a better place.
All right. Napa, I'm going to ask you a question just now, how we can get our kids to get excited about mathematics, because there seems to be this fear, and I don't quite understand it. But we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm going to ask you that question, and we'll also start getting our first set of questions from the floor. At Morning Live SABC, that's our Twitter handle. That's where you can send your questions, and we'll pick them up right away. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.